Good morning, guys, and welcome to our broadcast. A very good morning to each and every one of you. Do let us know how you're doing this morning. It is Friday, March 28th, and we're happy to be with you guys. Let us know if you're hearing us clearly. Let us know if you're seeing us clearly. It's a good day to be alive, folks. For look a little days, just got in from Heroes Highway. Look a little disheveled, a little flustered. Trying to settle my nerves, Just got in from Heroes Highway. How are you folks doing out there this morning? Happy to have all of you on the live. Great to have all of you on the live this morning. This Friday, the 28th day of March. We're almost at the end of it, folks. We're almost at the end of it. How are you guys doing this morning? I guess it depends on where you traveled, where you drove this morning. Let us know how you're doing. So how do you dance, Leslin? Good to have you, Junior Lawson, Andrew Griffith. Good to have Andrew on the live this morning. Emerson Holder, Ingrid Crawford, Dolly Anderson. Thanks for letting us know you guys are hearing us loud and clear. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. Oh, it's the morning after the night before. It's the morning after the day before. Oh, yes. Where do we start? Where do we start? Forbes says my voice sounds tired. I just came off the concussion road. Forbes, what do you expect? I just came off the concussion road. It's all of that, Humble Savage says no dilly-dally. No shilly-shally. Madri Baburam, Murnus Toby. Good to have all of you on the live here this morning. Naomi Druck is here. Naomi is here. I know Naomi won't want to hear me talk about Azruddin Mohammed and how he was blocked from going over to Region 6. They shut down the Burbis Bridge just to prevent him from meeting the folks there on time, or prevent him from meeting the folks here, period. I know Naomi wouldn't want me to say that. Wouldn't want me to talk about Azruddin Mohammed. Wouldn't want me to say that, from persons close to the family, we understand that the regime, the administration has still been meeting out to them, trying to get them to not pursue a political run of any sort that the Naomi wouldn't want me to say. Naomi Drucker, that is. If you all want to hear me say it, y'all got to deal with Naomi. She's on the live this morning. Y'all say stop Naomi or something like that, or go away Naomi or something like that to the one of the premier fitness instructors in the US of A. Naomi Drucker is on with us this morning. But Naomi, I don't know if as we didn't say to Naomi, you know, I got to keep fit for this thing here. Would you help guide me, you know, and so on? If she might have a different response, but if y'all want to hear Naomi thing, and y'all got to deal with her. She won't want me to say that from the folks close to the family, they want them to write or publish something that say that they wouldn't run in this election, so that these impending charges, these impending investigations and seizures and arrests would not happen. Here is Forbes saying block Naomi. I hope the guys at the back watching this. Forbes saying block. I know Forbes is one of our strongest supporters. Forbes says, lovely fella, met him when I was in Brooklyn a couple of months ago. Forbes says, block Naomi. We will have to take that under strong advisement. You know, Forbes is such a regular listener to this program. Forbes probably got shares by now. So I don't want to see all of that back channel saying that they want them to publish some statement saying that persons close to the family that they won't run, and that, you know, these problems will disappear if they don't pursue a political career, and that they shouldn't be meeting with people and so on. But she won't want me to say that even though they blocked Naomi, that is, Naomi won't want me to say that even though they blocked the bridge, you know, you can't keep a good man down. We find a boat. You block the bridge, you will find a boat. You know, that's how we are. She won't want me to say that, you know. You can bring it in a bottle, you can bring it in a flask. You know, that's how we do it. We very what's the word? We got ingenuity. We got you know. Good morning, folks. How are you out there? How are you out there? Good to have all of you on the live. So if I don't talk, but all of that, you all just you know who you got to blame. You know who you got to blame. So Forbes will block Naomi. Yep, Forbes, we're gonna have to take that on advisement. We definitely have to take that. But good morning to all of you, whichever part of the road you're joining us from. You know, when dam smoother than road is no longer. Life on the dam is life on the road. Life on Concussion Road. No. Life on the dam, scratch that. Scratch that. Life on the dam. Life on Concussion Road. But y'all know, y'all know that the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, was with us yesterday. Then he took his true thoughts to Suriname. He took his report on what was happening in Guyana to Suriname. Yeah. You know, so all of the bilaterals and the trilaterals and the unilaterals were washed away after Rubio went to Suriname. He complained on us. He said we treat him bad. He went to Santoki. I should have complained notes because Santoki went on the same road. Santoki went on that same road. When we wine and dine Santoki, he promised us the fishing license. Licenses is license the plural right there. License. You know, he promised us that. 3 years later, we can't even get one. It was only 50. It wasn't 500. You know, it's probably that, you know, you shake up Santoki and the Concussion Road to Santoki. Santoki forget all of that. It's not he won't give it. Santoki said we had an agreement. I can't remember. It's concussion the man got. It's concussion Santoki and he can't remember. You know, short-term memory gone. Short-term memory shot. Now the man might sue us. He and Rubio comparing us. Y'all see Rubio on the world stage acting strange now. Smile up to yourself and nobody in there. You know, you you know it's what? You know, we shook up. Not a lot of country can boast that. You know, we shook him to his core. Concussion. Concussion. That's what the fella said. That's what the fella said. He was concussed. We didn't know that. We know it now. You know, in retrospect, when we look back, you know, it's hindsight is always 50-50. We shook that man yesterday, and let me pull a Sam Hines here. I'm not too certain we are gonna live that down anytime soon. You know, it's not every nation can boast. To the effect where to the effect where the man said, Jesus have mercy. Let's touch on a couple of things before we get there. One of the things I'm very happy about, is the fact that he spoke so definitively. Concussed or not, he spoke very definitively to the Venezuelan issue. No, Maduro didn't like it, but he can put it in his pipe or put it wherever and enjoy it. Here is the Secretary of State, might have been a little concussed, talking about the Venezuelan issue.
It would be a very bad day for the Venezuelan regime if they were to attack Guyana or attack ExxonMobil or anything like it. It would be a very bad day, a very bad week for them, and it would not end well for them. I'm not going to get into details of what we'll do. We're not big on those kinds of threats. I think everybody understands, and I want it to be clear. We've made this clear repeatedly. I think the U.S. Navy today is making it clear and demonstrating our ability to. We have a big Navy, and it can get almost anywhere. It can get anywhere in the world. We have commitments that exist today with Guyana. We want to build on those, expand on those, and we'll leave it for the appropriate time. But suffice it to say that if that regime were to do something such as that, it would be a very bad move. It would be a big mistake for them.
Yeah. Welcome back, folks. I'd have you know, I would not have you ignorant. I would not have you ignorant that I gotta scratch my eye with eloquence for television, for social media. I really want to make sense. But I'll come across as concussed. So I gotta, concussed or not, that's what he said. Very, very strong. It would be a bad day. That's how diplomacy operates. We don't have to shout, and when you know what you got, you know what you got. It's gonna be a bad day for them. It's gonna be a bad week. Some people come after you. They must know it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad week. That's just the way things are gonna be. That's what he said. So that's what he told us, and then he told us about the Venezuelans. He told the Surinamese about us. That's how this works. No surprises there. So Rubio went to Suriname. I don't know what's the national dish there. He had it, and sometimes when you eat a lot, when you drink the black water here, you speak your mind, and he had a heart-to-heart with the Surinamese as he had just left us. Flown, the turbulence up there, 30,000 feet, 40,000 feet, wasn't as much. Wasn't as much. He bared his soul to them about his experience in Guyana.
In a lot of these countries, the Chinese companies go in, they do a terrible job. Not a bad job, a terrible job. I just came from Guyana where we had to drive on a road the Chinese built. Were you were on the trip with us? Yeah. Did you have to go on this road?
Yeah.
Okay, we almost all had concussions because the road was so bad. It was terrible. They paid these people to build this road, and then they bring their workers. They don't hire you. They bring their workers in to do all the work. And then, or they want you to borrow a bunch of money, and then they hold it over your head. So what I want is for countries to have an alternative to that. What we want is for countries to have an alternative to that. If you're going to build a road, I want you to have a real road. They were better off with the dirt road than the road we were just on. And it's not the fault of the current administration. In Guyana, that was a road that was built before, but they did a terrible job. If you did that job in America, someone would sue you for a lot of money. Okay? It was a bad road.
In that moment, there are so many things that are revealing. There are so many things that are revealing there. And I know Yvonne and Avril and Orwin and Nigel and all the other folks, You perhaps got your insights as well. But one of the things that's revealing there, here is the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who got all kinds of deals with them. Some we know, some we don't know. They got all kinds of things going on. And Marco Rubio, the U.S. Secretary of State, who drove on the Heroes Highway, they closed it down to bring him in, wrong move, wrong bank. He couldn't believe that road was built recently. He could not believe that road was built recently. He could not. So he bought into what they said. This road was built by the last administration. And he took it as that. He couldn't believe when he drove on that was built last year, a year before the last. He couldn't fathom that. And so he bought in. He bought hook, line, and sinker when they told him it's the last administration. And then they so want to get the Americans in their good graces, they can't be honest with them. But then it's the PPP. So honesty and them don't go in the same sentence. That's an oxymoron. Or an oxymoron. Depends on which school you went to. Oxymoron. They said it's the Chinese built it. But I hope the Chinese seeing them for themselves. I hope the Chinese seeing them for themselves, because when we see it, it come across a certain way. Oh, it's just rabble rousing. It's just the opposition. It's just them. But they're not like us. They're not like us. Any road we build stand up very strong. But he couldn't fathom in his mind. He couldn't wrap his mind around. I see all them quiet this morning. Everybody just sent out, except James, of course. Except James. James says he was exaggerating. It's hyperbole. He was just James getting high off. He's stuck now, James getting high off. He's stuck now, High off is stuck. He's a cigar and cognac man. He getting high off the supply now. High off. He couldn't fathom. That road was built recently. He couldn't fathom. His local contractors, he couldn't fathom. His local contractors from Trinidad. Junior somebody. Sammy Davis or something. He couldn't fathom that. He said, let's had to build before. Can't be this man to tell me transformational earphone. Can't be this same gentleman here. No. Last administration. No. Chinese. You see? But, it really tells you how you really got to be careful of what you hear. Because if we weren't here and know the truth, if we didn't been here and know the truth, where would we have ended up? So many things, as you guys are saying in the comments there, Nigel and Bantu, Maria, so many things, Sabrina, are telling in this exchange.
In a lot of these countries, the Chinese companies go in and do a terrible job. Not a bad job, a terrible job. I just came from Guyana where we had to drive on a road the Chinese built. Were you were on the trip with us?
Yeah.
Did you have to go on this road?
Yeah.
Okay, we almost all had concussions because the road was so bad. It was terrible. They paid these people to build this road, and then they bring their workers. They don't hire you. They bring their workers in to do all the work. And then, or they want you to borrow a bunch of money, and then they hold it over your head. So what I want is for countries to have an alternative to that. What we want is for countries to have an alternative to that. If you're going to build a road, I want you to have a real road. They were better off with the dirt road than the road we were just on. And it's not the fault of the current administration. In Guyana, that was a road that was built before, but they did a terrible job. If you did that job in America, someone would sue you for a lot of money. Okay? It was a bad road.
Yep. They did a terrible job. You're better off with a dirt road. You're better off with a dirt road than a road that the PPP built. So I know they had a lot of their campaign literature featuring that. I could see Jagdio scrapping all that this morning. People just scribbling up and just throwing things, Scrap that. The modern thing and innovative this and that and look how we scrap it. Or you know, if you're trying to see where they're going with this, with the spin, they can say, oh, it was as I saw a former Minister of Infrastructure, David Patterson, say earlier on social media, they're going to say this was built as a temporary road. It was built. We never intended for it to be a permanent road. You know, it was built as a temporary road, right? So that's an angle they could go with the concussion road. But I want to develop on this issue. John and Nigel, John Prasad, Nigel Plas, and Julie G. Good morning. I want to develop on this. That when the opposition, the parliamentary opposition, say some things, it comes across again as it's only them rabble rousing. It's only loudmouth Duncan and big head Duncan and Josie ears. You remember the term Josie ears? When you first heard that? Josie ears was a literature text we read in high school. I seen the cover of it. You remember that? Somebody, I know you're bright. And I tapped into the power of the team. 1,200 of you on the live already. Josie ears. You remember that? What was the name of the book? The mother didn't want the son to marry a particular girl. The mother was describing her. Don't worry, Esmeralda daughter. I want you to go and study a book and so. You remember that text? What was the name of it? Jesus have mercy. Let they call us all kinds of things. We don't want development. Bantu King, the opposition don't like development. And we have said this repeatedly, and we have been lambasted for it. On that same tenor, Bantu, take the show this morning. Take the seat this morning. We do not like development. Now when you embarrass us on the international stage, now all you're quiet. But this is true PUP form, you know. Whenever something happens that embarrasses the country that they have done, everybody recoils. Wait until the danger pass, right? You see, it's Friday, get them Monday. They're back again. Back again. It's like when the Venezuelans start saber rattling. Oh, Aubrey. You know, we're all united in this country. The learned parliamentary opposition is with us and so on. And once the danger pass, oh, Aubrey can't dance. Oh, Aubrey this, Aubrey that. Oh, Nigel, conflict of interest. Back to square one. Back to square one. But Deborah has touched on it. What is happening? Why they have recoiled? Why they pull in the corner? Why they quiet? Why they tuck in? Why they tuck in? Deborah said, "Shame like dog." They're shame like dog. They're shame like dog, and they have a right to be, because this is one of the crown jewels. Oh, you remember it was in a budget cover, well lit and so on. But we have been talking about this all the time. We have been drawing it to the attention, saying, y'all don't shame us. Please fix and rectify. Here is the former Minister of Health, Walter Ann Lawrence, in 2024, last year, on this issue.
I can only urge that great attention be paid to getting increasingly higher returns for our projects. Then again, how can the nation receive higher returns from badly planned and executed projects? Mr. Speaker, I see frowns on the faces of my colleagues on the other side. Well, the recently named Heroes Highway is bulging and bumpy from poor construction and increasingly dangerous to drive on. There are no traffic signs, absolutely none. And that's only one. I am sure my honorable friend Juan Edgel can name many more. Here again, we can hear the threatening echo of development.
The frightening echo of development. Here is Father Anne Laurent with a badass hairstyle, like a prophet, almost saying a U.S. Secretary of State gonna come and get a concussion on this road. Bumpy road. That was last year budget presentation. Member of the National Assembly, Member of Parliament, Walter Lawrence, laying it out there. Oh man, we did the thing, the live deserves a share for that. If you want to share it separately, it's on my Facebook profile. Laying it out. You heard that? This is not after the fact, you know. We ain't going in the budget to come and talk about that. It's last year's budget. Former minister, a stateswoman in her own right, in her own regard, in a measured way, no holler down like here fun, no cuss down like Jack Dio, but in her measured way, almost like Rubio, diplomatic. My learned friends on the other side, laying it out there. Political prophet. Listen, but not them. It's something that happens. It's almost like a sociological phenomenon. Let me sing bright this morning, befitting my law degree in communication studies and certification and all of that. Industrial relations and man. Let me ting. You know, once you speak, they're hearing you, they're not listening. And there's a qualitative difference. They are, Auntie Sandra, they're hearing you, they're not listening. Your mother will tell you, I'm hearing you, but I ain't listening. Esther Blue, like it's only her other kind of mother. Sure, they're hearing you, I ain't listening. Andrew, Sheila, Esther, Nigel. It's something that happens in this country. Once they go to Parliament and they put on the bill, that's all that matters, you know. They pass the budget, they come determined we ain't changing a goddamn thing. So let them talk for the 2 weeks. When they done talk, we pass the budget. Next time, we give, what's the fella name? Junior, whatever, the man who built the road, man, and the local people and what's not. We give them the share, the rise of the contractor class. We told them we got to balance this thing. We ain't got a problem with infrastructural development. What we want is quality. But let me balance this thing. Right? The budget lopsided to road building. And we giving people concussion. What is this? And we got to pay for it, you know. We paying for the concussion that they're giving us. We got to pay for it, Karen Daniels. So here is the U.S. Secretary of State, Valdan Lawrence. I'm sorry, Member of Parliament, Valdan Lawrence, laying it out there last year. And then in his budgetary presentation for this year, the leader of the opposition went into this issue as well again this year. You think them boys good time with eating this only every man? Talk quick and let me pass the budget. Spend mania, squander mania. Just yesterday in Jagdio press conference before Rubio, of course, had his heart to heart with the Surinamese. He said they got a narrow road in that the building in Babis. He said it. Folks, they have been complaining. We can fix it. We can widen it. I don't know. Will you rub cream on here side way and smoothen it? or then go asphalt over the concrete. No, I don't know how they can do it. But a shame like dog this morning, the quiet and the talking. They're talking. So here is the leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR, in his 2025, this is last month, February, because we're in March. The budget passed last month. Last month, saying to them, oh, Rubio coming, don't embarrass me. This road is problems. Don't embarrass us. You think they're hearing him? That's just rabble rouser, every man.
We also understand that improved infrastructure ensures roads meet high standard. It's not just the money you spend, it is the quality of the roads. Roads being built at present do not meet such standards. And anybody coming down the so-called Heroes Highway, long ago, them little worthless boy, long ago, in you days, you know what you already do? If your girlfriend get pregnant, drive them on the road, sure abortion. We will have a road safety element built into our infrastructure development program. This is badly lacking in the present ad hoc road construction.
Abortion Road, better known as Concussion Road. What a national embarrassment. The Secretary of State of the United States of America, that is not an ordinary position. He flies, drives with the full authority of the American people. So powerful is Rubio that when he is visiting, he's not only coming in an aircraft specially given to him for his job by the United States of America. It's not every minister, every secretary in their government got an aircraft. He has his own aircraft, like Air Force One. And when he travels, he also had the gunboats. You think it's just coincidental he is here and the gunships who are patrolling out there? You think it's just why the Venezuelans didn't come and eject them? Maduro stay home and roof. Maduro is such a chihuahua, really and truly. But when you put it next to a rice eater, y'all name one that we got. You put it next to a rice eater, he look like a pit bull. He and Delcy. Rubio. Send out your boat, man. As a matter of fact, don't send them. You come with your boat. Y'all hear me this morning? Hold my shut this morning. Hold my back this morning. Hold my shut and hold my back. Hold my shut. So I want to say thanks to Americans for that. I would love to see what Her Excellency Nicole Terrio put in that cable back to Washington. Marco, hold on. Hold on, Marco, hold on. Hold on, Marco. Marco, hold on. You get a couple things right. Hold on, Marco. Hold on. What a feral blast that was. And you know what it is? It is the matter-of-factness in which he said it. Matter-of-factness. It's not like he's guessing. That is what makes it even more potent.
In a lot of these countries, the Chinese companies go in and do a terrible job. Not a bad job, a terrible job. I just came from Guyana where we had to drive on a road the Chinese built. You were on the trip with us? Yeah. Did you have to go on this road?
Yeah.
Okay, we almost all had concussions because the road was so bad. It was terrible. They paid these people to build this road and then they bring their workers. They don't hire you. They bring their workers in to do all the work. And then, or they want you to borrow a bunch of money and then they hold it over your head. So what I want is for countries to have an alternative to that. What we want is for countries to have an alternative to that. If you're going to build a road, I want you to have a real road. They were better off with the dirt road than the road we were just on. And it's not the fault of the current administration. In Guyana, that was a road that was built before, but they did a terrible job. If you did that job in America, someone would sue you for a lot of money, okay? It was a bad road.
It's a bad road, terrible. Terrible. Here's highway. Terrible. Bad road. The amount of patches they've patched that road since they built it a year ago, 2 years ago. I heard concrete is strong road. Concrete road. Now they're going to use asphalt to patch the concrete road. This is madness. Concussion Avenue, Concussion Road. You hit the jumpy bird, bap, and Concussion Road watching you. Down the line. So that's what Rubio said. And we learned that, they're prepping Indira Jafrali to take on Rubio. She's a lady like Baxi and so on. Right? So they're setting her up. They're not setting out Priya. Priya get old and gone through, as the Trinidadians say. Right? When the Trinidadian tell you gone through, you ain't got no come back, If that old today, you old and gone through. No come back, no come back. All and gone through. So it's training Indira Jafrali that hit Terrence Moore. The priming her to come out with the feral blast. For Rubio, while they're still calling Mohammed Sr., wanting them to come out from the electoral race, stop meeting with people. Barbie's hot, Barbie's hot. And folks, we just in March. If we gotta get till down to November, Sean, Jennifer, Brenda, Troy, Ali Cock, you think we can make it? If we gotta get down the road, Yvonne and Bantu King, to November, what's your tip? Say, you know what? We need actually 3 months since Rubio talked with the state. They're trying to finish some projects so it look good on the campaign posters and so on. Transformational, New Demerara Harbor Bridge, right? Transformational, this intersecting road. Transformational, Concussion Road. So they want to make sure that they get some of that, the hospitals and so on. Look what we did in 5 years. Give you a lot of concussions. That's the aim. They got to finish these legacy projects. That's what they call them. Look what we've done. Right? We're not producing any sugar profitability. Look what we've done. 2 power ships, we say got blackout. Look what we've done. Created a road and giving people concussion. Look what we've done. Look what we've done. Right? So, if Mary Mel tell them it's a concussion road, then they get back to it. They say, Rubio, we want the girl. Rubio, we want you the oil, but we want this girl. Tell me something. Tell me something. We can get the oil. How much oil you want? How fast you want it? But give us this girl. Give us this girl. Then he tell Rubio, is this the Billy Road? We didn't build it. They saw the whole road, Don't I see the road here? Political literature, Don't let me see that road. Yeah, they saw the road. Don't let I see y'all in the thing. There's always got some little boys around the place filling them potholes. Bringing bricks from some quarry and filling them potholes, and they got a box. You got to give them a little money or something to pass. We can put 2 of them on that road and fix the problem this morning. We can put 2 of them on that road and fix the problem this morning. Y'all don't claim back the road, Y'all disown the road. Y'all says them last and the people build it. So when we go, we put 2 toll booth. And thing, y'all don't think, you know. Y'all don't think. Wicked. So this is some of what's happening this morning. Concussion Road. You know, I hope some of the supervisors and so on will be kind this morning. People coming a little late, people coming. You can imagine you drive to work on the road, you going vex. You know, somebody like me, greet you and say, good morning. Don't tell me nothing. You know it's concussed. Concussion. You don't even know. You see, we don't place much thing in that thing. And there's a problem we got as Guyanese. And you all know as long as we've had these shows, I've been saying it. We self-diagnose. Your neck back hurting? Is Rhonda trying to do me? I gotta go and see Mother Beryl. Is Rhonda sending till from the States? It's a strong one. I hear she went you know what's Suriname? Guatemala. Guadeloupe. Here she went Guadeloupe. We self-diagnose. Right? Your foot hurting. Oh God, my one good foot. My one good foot. You think it has a little bush in it. You discount that you drive and come here, no? Because you might no. You know, you are accustomed to the shaking up so much. You go now and they tell you brain tumor or something. You say, oh God, look how they do me. It's this one who crossed the road. She never like the blinds I got up. You don't know. You drive that road 2-3 years. What do you think happened? Every day you brain lash around your head. It's a pang, pang, ping, ping, pang, 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 pang. What do you think? What do you think happened? One day, Rubio driving the road. Concussion. The man realized he ain't functioning. You know? He trying to drink the little tea and he ain't shaking, sir. He ain't shaking. Concussion. You understand me? We ain't gonna tell you that. We steady the hand now. We steady the hand and say, no, devil in hell. Pack, Satan. That's how we do things. You see? And it's again, there's an analogy for that. You know the analogy? You could turn up the fire with the frog inside, you can stay in there and cook to death. That is us. The fire being turned up every day. And we there, it's the same old PPP. We know them. This is how this thing is. Bad road is built, this thief money, catch jump the hand, right? Jack your dishonest, soon in the living room, nothing to eat. And you bring somebody in that now, you throw them in the water, and Rubio jump out one time. Rubio say concussion. Rubio jump out one time because it stands out to him. It stands out to him. But when we talk, we listen. They're not listening to us. Despite what you say, we all take it from Rubio. Right? You all don't want to listen to us? Well, take it from Rubio. Take it from Rubio. You see? When you don't want to hear, you just feel. But we can tell y'all. Y'all bright for everybody. Y'all bright for we, y'all bright for y'all. Y'all bright for everybody. So what can we say? What can we say that makes a difference? As I said, the setting up Indira Jafrali, you know, she is a fair blaster. You know, to respond to Rubio, let's see how that happened. But yesterday in his press conference, the old boy said he don't deal in violence. No, he says we're not violent people. We don't deal. You know, he was responding to same Indira Jafrali slapping Terrence Moore. You know, we don't deal, but it's them again. You see the thing? It's blame. It's their position, right? He's psychoanalyzing Indira. He said this is pent-up anger. Indira's releasing. Terrence touched a valve and she released the contents.
They're duping people. They're duping people. And then they take down their numbers and call them and say, will you support us politically? So people, a lot of people are offered help to go to these meetings. Those girls knew they never had a job there. And people Now, we condemn violence in all of its forms, political violence or any form of violence, domestic violence whatsoever. There should be no violence in the way we conduct our business. People can free to talk whatever they want. They're free to protest, but there must be no violence. But let me tell you, when you go to the sugar belt, where people saw their children practically starving, they don't know what APNU did.
Yeah. So Marco Rubio went to Suriname and Mark chose violence. He chose violence. So we don't tolerate violence, you know, but you see when you go to the sugar belt, there's an exception. There are violent people there when you go to the sugar belt. You see, it's this pent-up thing. This pent-up thing, you see. Don't cut Jack Dio where you can't fetch. And it's like it's a universe beating them all the time, you know. We couldn't pay Marco Rubio enough money to say what he said. You see. But speak, Lord. Your servants hear it. Speak, Lord. Your servants listen. You know? If anybody else had said it, it would have come across different. But Marco said it. See, I'll take it. Don't let's touch anything else. Let's leave it there this morning, folks. Let's leave it there this morning. We're going to see you guys on the other side of the day. I want you all to go ahead and have a fantastic day. But that's if you all stay off the road. Eh? I want you all to go ahead and have a great day. Right? If you got to choose a road, take a dirt road. Right? And you're going to have a great day. Then if you go on the concussion road, right? I know that Melissa Atwell is due in court today, Melly Mel. She has a hearing today, her thoughts. I hope your thoughts and your prayers go up with her. Right? We take it. We ain't gonna going back. It's only forward. Good, bad, or indifferent. Forward ever. So you all have a good day, folks. That's going to do it for us. That's our time, and that's our program. Have a great day. Have a great day, folks. Have a great day. And I don't want to sign off without encouraging you guys to partner with us so we can keep going. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks, and others keep getting the valid and credible information. Dolly Anderson, Edward, Melissa, good to see you. I see Letzel is here this morning. Good to have all of you on the live. You're going to see that link coming by. Don't disregard it. Vashti Pollard, Secure, and everything else. I see Rihanna Mingo, Chisel Chipper. I ain't see this handle in a little bit, but good to have all of you on the live this morning. That's going to do it for us at this end, good folks. Vashti and Forbes and Patricia and Osman and all the other folks who are joining us. Diane, Graves Andy, Lynette Zephyr. Diane, did I see somebody like you recently? I think I thought I did. Sandra, hello, Auntie Sandra. Good to have you on the line this morning. Kevin, Passat, June Cameron, John Sullivan. Good to have all of you with us. That's going to do it for us this morning. That's our time, folks. And that's our program. Stay safe.